Harry Roseman, you have to give him his kudos. Another Jersey guy from Marlboro, New Jersey. As far as being probably most likely the best GM in football because he identifies weakness. And it was the secondary. He attacked that. They signed Zach Braun, all-pro linebacker. Who would think that this guy was going to be, all-pro linebacker? And then finagling in the draft to get Jalen Carter. Even though people thought, oh well, he's a bad guy. He was this, and believed in the kid enough that he's going to come there, and perform. And that's what happens when you got a good GM. And he did the right thing, and he turned the key, at the right time, and these guys performed at the highest stage. And they got a Super Bowl because of it.
Well, let me tell you, I didn't think D'Angelo, I thought it was a good defensive coach, but I also was thinking Brian Flores was part of it because Brian Flores is a defensive coach. He's also a defensive head coach now, right? A defensive coordinator now. Let me tell you, Byron, you know how I've been with the Eagles all for the last 3 years, right? I just felt, and look, it showed. They weren't, they collapsed at one point. They lost in the Super Bowl. They had some issues in the locker room. I think Saquon made a big difference. We'll talk about that in a second, right? But what I thought is that I always felt that on paper, they were so much a better team than they were playing for the last 3 years. Like, I wanted to see them dominate a game. And let me tell you, if there was a time for it all to come together, it came together on the biggest stage of football, which is the Super Bowl. That was the team I was looking for to be playing against one of these weaker teams in the division during the regular season. And that's what I never saw. But I saw in that Super Bowl because, granted, Jalen Hurts played a great game, was the MVP. But come on, at the end of the day, in my opinion, I want your opinion, see what you guys think. The defense won that game. They controlled that game. They scored. They did. The defense, in my opinion, won the game. Jalen did what he needed to do, and he did it well because in the game he lost, he threw for 100 more yards.
Uh-huh.
Okay,